Hi, I'm Noah with the Pit Barrel Cooker Company, and today I'm going to show you how to do prime rib on your Pit Barrel Cooker. To do this prime rib, we're going to need just a few things. We're going to need olive oil, we're going to need chopped garlic, which I already chopped up, we're going to need the Pit Barrel Cooker beef and game pit rub, of course the prime rib, and then I also picked up some butcher string. I briefly want to talk about grades of beef and dry aging. Dry aging and the prime grade is a lot more expensive. If you're cooking on the pit barrel, I don't get wrapped up as much about that. If I was going to cook in the oven, I definitely want to get a prime rib. When you pick out your prime rib, you want to make sure that it has good marbling. This isn't dry aged, and it's about 8.5 pounds. So when we cook this in the pit barrel, I'm guessing it's going to take about 2 hours. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to make an awesome prime rib rub with the Pit Barrel Cooker beef and game pit rub. First, going to add the chopped up garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so just put as much garlic in to taste. Next thing we're going to add is some olive oil. I'm going to put about a half a cup. We'll start with that. And we're just going to make a paste out of it, and we're just going to add. Next, I've used about 3/4 of this jar of the Pit Barrel Cooker beef and game pit rub. So that comes with the pit barrels, and we also sell this on the website. Go ahead and add that in there. We're going to start stirring this around. Okay, so you can see the consistency here, and that's about what we're looking for. Okay, now that we have the rub done, I'm going to go ahead and cut the bone away from the prime rib. Again, if it's a boneless prime rib, you don't have to worry about that, but being that this does have the bones in there, there's 3 bones. It's half of a prime rib. A full prime rib is 7 bones. So this is about half, and we're going to take the knife here, and we're just going to cut right in between and follow the bones here. So go just like this. It's kind of like little S's. Okay. Once it's like that, you can see we're going right in between the bones there, and we're going to go ahead and cut down a little further. You don't have to cut all the way through it. That's something to note there. I recommend still leaving a little bit of the meat attached. Okay, now that we've cut the bone away from the prime rib, we're going to go ahead and season it up with our rub. So we're going to make sure that we get the entire thing covered. We'll start off by putting some of the rub in here, and one of the easiest things to do is just use your hands. Just want to make sure you get it all over the prime rib on the inside, just like that. So we'll go ahead and close that flap, completely cover the prime rib. Okay, now we're ready to tie the prime rib. One of the easiest ways to do this, we'll measure 1 string all the way around the prime rib. So we know right there we have enough to tie this off. So we'll go ahead, I'll cut this right here. So essentially, I'm just going to match up each piece to that same. I know that with this, we're going to use 4 strings. We have our 4 strings cut. As far as a knot, I'll come twice through there, just like this. And when I tie it, I'll pull it tight right there. And from here, you just take it, turn it right like that. Put your finger right there. That'll hold everything in place. And from there, we just go ahead, tie the knot, just like that. Take the next piece of string, we've got the strings on. We'll go ahead and trim off the loose ends there. Okay, now that we're ready to put the hooks in the prime rib, I'm going to go ahead and turn the prime rib over. If we're doing the bone in, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you were doing a boneless prime rib, it's almost going to be the same thing. Same way to place the hooks, it's just minus the rib bones. Obviously with the bones in there, it gives it a little bit more stability, but you're not going to have a problem if it's a boneless. First thing we're going to do is we'll make sure that when you're hooking it, the rods are going in this direction, so we want to make sure that we place it to where the rods can be hooked on here. So feeling in between the bone, we're going to come right through here, just like this. Same way with that. We're going to turn this way. Just like this. Just like that. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes since I lit the coals in the pit barrel cooker. In that time, we've seasoned the prime rib, we've tied it, we properly placed the hooks in, and we're ready to go outside and hang it. Easiest way to do this, when you're putting it on, you can definitely do it with your bare hands. Taking it off, it helps if you have the pit mitt. We also have the pit mitts on our website. First thing we're going to do, we're going to put one rod in. We're going to take the prime rib. We're going to put one hook on first. We'll take it just like this. Just like that. We'll put the next rod in. Just like this. Reach around right there. And that's the perfect way to let it set. The prime rib hung in the pit barrel cooker. We're going to come back in about an hour and a half and check for temperature. Looking for about 120 degrees right in the center, and that's going to give you a nice medium rare. It's been about an hour and a half. We're going to go ahead and take the lid off. We're going to check for temperature. Again, we're looking for about 120 degrees to get a good medium rare. Put the thermometer in, and I like to try to get right in the middle, in the thickest part of the prime rib, and we are right at about 90 degrees right now. So let it go about a half an hour longer. It's been about 2 hours. We're going to go ahead and check the temperature again. We checked it at about an hour and a half, and it was 90 degrees. We're going to check it again now at 2 hours and see where we're at. About 110 right now. So we're going to let it go a little bit longer. Let it go about another, maybe another 20 minutes to a half an hour. Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours. Going to go ahead and check temperature. And again, we're looking for about 120 degrees for a nice medium rare. About 120. So that's perfect. And some things to think about here. If you have a smaller prime rib, an easy trick to do is just take these bars just like this and take it right out. Okay, you can do it that way. Or if it's a full-size prime rib with the mitts, you can come right here, let go of that, take this bar out, take this hook off, and just like this, and you could pull the prime rib out just like that. We're waiting for the prime rib to rest for about 20 minutes with the tinfoil lightly covering it. I want to talk about a couple little tricks you can do, and as temperatures lower during the winter, sometimes times can take a little bit longer to cook on the pit barrel. Key thing is you want to make sure that you have a temperature gauge. That's the main thing. As long as you have that, you're fine. Again, if you like a medium rare, I would pull it out about 120, and so on. If you like well done, I'd probably go about 140 and then let it rest. 120 is good for once you let it rest after it hits about 120, and 20 minutes later it continues to cook about 15 more degrees. You get a nice medium rare. If you want really rare, I'd pull about 115 and then let it rest. 20 minutes has gone by. We've let the prime rib rest. I'm going to go ahead and cut the strings. We can go ahead. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this. What I prefer to do is take the bones right off. So I'll remove the bone. You can go ahead and cut these individually as you want for the people that like the bones. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take the end cut. Some people like a little bit more seasoning and like the end cut and more done. That's a perfect cut for them. You can see it's tender and juicy, and it stays pretty even throughout. And as you get towards the middle, you get a really nice medium rare right there. And it comes out very consistent. It's one of the easiest ways to do a prime rib that I know of, and it comes out absolutely delicious every time. Flavor of this cooked on Kingsford briquettes or regular coal is unbelievable. There's nothing like it, and I think you're going to be really impressed. Okay, that wraps it up for doing a prime rib on your pit barrel cooker. If you have any additional questions, please contact us directly via phone. I know yours is going to come out fantastic just like this, and we at the Pit Barrel Cooker Company hope you have a good holiday season.